This video talks about Cloud-init package in Amazon Linux 2023 with an example. The Cloud-init package is an open source application that bootstraps Linux images in a cloud computing environment. Amazon Linux 2023 or AL 2023 contains a customized version of this Cloud-init. With Cloud-init, you can specify what occurs to your instance at the boot time. When you launch an instance, you can use user data fields to pass actions to the Cloud init. This means that you can use common AMIs for many use cases and configure them dynamically when you start an instance. AL 2023 also uses Cloud init to configure the EC2-user account among different things like you can set your default locale with it, hostname, SSH keys, and repos for your package management. Cloud-init can also be used to specify the user data in the directive format, and we will see the example in the coming slides. Ju- Just in case if something happens which is not according to your requirement or if you face any error, then you can go to the instance and check the var log cloud-init output logs to see the errors. Now let's see some examples of cloud-init and how it works. In this example, we are using Cloud Config or Cloud Init directives to set up a web server on the instance, launch or reboot. As you can see, in the first section, this directive is specifying the configuration for the repos that we need to update and upgrade all the repos. And in the Amazon Linux 2023, we use the DNF package manager, and DNF stands for Dandified Yum, which is a successor of your Yum or Yellow update Yellow update manager. Now coming back to this example, we are configuring a web server which is HTTP, and the commands are familiar. So if you read it from top to bottom, in the first section we are just specifying repo directive, and then we are specifying the packages which we will be using in this cloud init configuration. And run cmd is where you actually give your shell commands, and these are the common shell commands to first update the Amazon Linux extras packages and starting the httpd daemon and then enabling it and then so on and so forth. The main point here is that the way these directives are configured under the scare brackets with the hyphen. With every Cloud init directive, once they are finished, just give it some time to complete its configuration before you log in and start testing. In another example, we are combining user data script and the Cloud init directive. So if you start from reading from top to bottom, you will see that from the line number 1 to line number 18, it is the Cloud init directive, and then in the line number 20, we have the usual simple shell script with the shebang. Now, in this cloud config directives, all we are doing is setting some encoding, some multi-part boundaries and stuff. And then this line is interesting in line number 10. In line number 10 to 12, what we are saying to Cloud Init is that this Cloud Init directive and the user data will be executed on every instance reboot. By default, user data scripts and Cloud Init directives run only during the boot cycle when you first launch an instance. And if you want them to run on every reboot, you can update your configuration like we have done from line 10 to 12. And then, as I said before, on line 20, what we are doing it, we are echoing or outputting this public key into the SSH directory in the authorized keys file. In this another example, we are configuring our EC2 instance, which is using Amazon Linux 2023 to use the SELinux in the enforcing mode. In SELinux, in the Amazon Linux 2023, SELinux is enabled by default, but it is enabled in the permissive mode. You can change it to enforcing by using Cloud-init directive as we have shown in this example. It will also bar the instance or stop the instance from rebooting after this change. And if you remove this SELinux no reboot directive, then the instance will reboot after this change. Cloud-init configuration has a wealth of other gems, and I highly recommend exploring it if instance management is one of your responsibilities. I hope this was useful. If you have any comments or feedback, please put them in the comments. Thank you.